Right now I'm sitting in a combat helicopter. And together with the team of our heroes, we are hunting down the enemy drones that attack our country every day. In the previous episode, we began a large-scale expedition with the defenders of Ukraine's skies. You see? Live combat work underway. They are trying to shoot down Shaheds. We visited one of the most secret places in the country. See, friends, you might be stuck in a traffic jam, see a minibus, and inside could be the commander of the Air Force directing the country's air defense. To show you who and how runs the defense of every Ukrainian from rockets and Shahed drones day and night. 9531 en route to Chernihiv. The mobile fire team's task is to detect and destroy. Who and how personally defends us from airborne threats? How many Shaheds do you have to your credit so far? 1 Shahed and 4 reconnaissance UAVs. This is my second sortie. Second sortie? When do you start engaging, at what distance? Under 2 kilometers. Our film crew together with the helicopter crew literally ended up in mortal danger. It's a Shahed. And apparently it's heading straight for us. The Shahed is definitely approaching. We have full fuel tanks. And we're trying to get as far away as possible. At all times, humanity tried to crack the formula of strength. Archimedes looked for a point of leverage. Galileo revealed the laws of mechanics. And Newton said that force is action. To be strong, you must keep moving. Ukrainians have been proving this truth for the 4th year in a row. When it seems we are about to run out of strength, every time we find new and new sources of power in motion and in action. Ukrainians defend. You see live combat work underway. Love.
Case.
Overcome. Where are you climbing? Zhenya, the rope ends there. Preserve identity. What are you doing? Do not rock the car. Explore. Such tiny paws, thinner than matches. Save. I pinched it. Give me. Believe. A church choir, a kids choir. Live. What then is the formula of Ukrainian strength? Let's find out together. The World Inside Out with Dmytro Komarov, Ukraine. This is dangerous. A UAV at a moment like that, it could be on us. And now the sound starts to move away. It seems the Shahed passed by. We're heading back to work. That was scary. On board, assume your stations. I haven't run like that in a long time. This is our life. The faster you run, the better. It was flying so low, so loud. It felt like it was right on us. We'll chase that bastard. He says we'll chase the one who scared us. 2 aircraft immediately leaped into the sky, because besides the Shahed that flew past us, there are others, and many of them. Each crew flies to its search sector to find and neutralize enemy targets. Honestly, every time you take off, you have the feeling that you can't say for sure whether you'll come back or not. There are a lot of risks. You sense a UAV approaching, and you are in the middle of the field, and that point may be known. It's one of those cases when the air at night is calmer than near the helicopter. Meanwhile, one of our operators is on another aircraft, and it seems their night is more fruitful. They already see the UAV. The enemy drone starts to maneuver. Now everything depends on the gunner's skill. There was just a shoot down of some target in the sky. And another UAV down. The second crew are legends. No more targets are being detected in the area. The crews are ordered to return to base. I'll tell you, friends, it was extreme. Extreme creepy. Especially when we were flying and I see an explosion nearby, an explosion in the air. That moment you think only about that we're also in the air and we're also on the radar as a target. But the cruise shift doesn't end there, because the alert continues. And reports come in about launches of new groups of Shaheds. If they are damaged, we'll leave early, if there are any. For now, yes, we can sleep for a couple of hours. A couple of hours sleep, let's go. Eat, sleep, and clean the weapons. That's how it is for us. Either you clean the weapons, or you eat, or you sleep. Eat, pee, go to sleep. Well, yeah. So, friends, we're heading to where those who just defended our sky rest. This is the service area where the flight and technical staff and the support that services them are located. Where does the commander sleep? Here you wait for the alarm, right? Yes, you see, I was waiting, got up. That's how the quarters look. A bed, a sleeping bag. There are 4 of you here, right? The crew, yes. Good night. Not for all the night, I think. Well then. There's no one in the corridors now. It's empty because everyone, urgently while they can, has gone to rest. Before going to sleep, we're already preparing ammo for tomorrow's shift. Here, they all need to be worked over so the machine gun won't jam, because our machine guns are very picky. If every cartridge is checked and cleaned, it will help later in the air. This is our cruise room. 3 cameramen and I. I'm going to bed now. This is how those who defend our sky live every day and every night. I'll sleep in my clothes. What you travel in, you sleep in. There's no strength. Sasha, you should go to sleep. You need to get your strength back. There on the screen in the sector where we worked, you'll see green markers. Ah, right, greens, I see. No one is there anymore. And they? President's office. All right, sorry. The president called. I sent the information. We continue the work. Report complete. A Shahed is flying right near us. Very close. Gunfire, Shahed noise. For you, these are already routine work sounds, right? Well, yes. Very loud. Mobile fire groups are working nearby to cover. I'm genuinely impressed. A Shahed is flying in our direction. You can hear it very clearly. The sound is getting closer every second. But the commander, no emotion at all. In that calm, I see the main thing, trust. He knows that he and all Ukrainians will be covered both by those nearby and those working at a distance. For now, the threat is on hold at 120 kilometers from us. It's really time for some tea. Mobile fire teams try to set up their living. And here you see the guys have in this box a gas canister, a kettle. Here we have a pan, canned meat, instant noodles, this kind of stuff. Everything for life in the fields. Yes, we made this little kitchen ourselves because we go out to work in the fields. Every night, every day, we take all of this with us. We set a gas canister and everything is ready. Before this, it was just a storage bay. Close your eyes and imagine that today is the first day after the war. Your first wish. What would you want to do? Sleep it off. Your work is specific. Many do not think about it. You are like owls. You always work at night, and during the day you sleep? You sleep during the day? Yes, well, not always. We are already adapted to the night to sleep 3-4 hours, and that's enough. And do you have a concept like breakfast, or does the schedule shift somehow? When we arrive for the shift around 8 in the evening, we have breakfast. At night, something like lunch, and in the morning, like dinner. You lack vitamin D, a joke and not a joke at the same time, right? Yes. I want a simple soldier's happiness, just to be with my family, just calmly rest, to be with my beloved wife, not to run in frost and rain through these puddles, just sleep. Nights in a warm bed with the wife, see the child, just wake up in the morning, don't fall asleep, go to the job I liked. What job did you have before the war? I worked with furniture. I assembled kitchens. I liked it. And you brought joy to people. A new kitchen is always the start of a new stage of life. Yes. You see, friends, the people who shoot down drones dream of what every person in protected cities feels. Thank you. Tell us about your family. Who do you have? Wife, son. They worry, they call. Of course, I always say that all is well. Well, I also did not tell my mother where I am. I said I went to Poltava to film dumplings. Then she will see it on TV. Jokes aside, not much time to sit over tea. A Shahed is flying toward us. The field kitchen packs up in seconds. So this one will most likely head to Poltava. Why not did I say I was in Poltava? But there is a target moving straight toward us at a distance of 18 kilometers at 1100 meters. I was already set to film a shoot-down, but then another surprise. For now it disappeared. It didn't reappear? No, Sasha. Friends, as you can see, one vanished from the radar, but that's no reason to relax. It can pop up right here, because it can descend and fly low to vanish from the radar. The enemy isn't stupid either. You can't underestimate them. They constantly adjust their routes to make it harder for us to shoot them down. But the Shahed is already near us. Here! It's coming at us. Now we'll see the combat work. Here it is, here it is. Very close. Overall, how much time do you usually have to make a decision? Practically mere seconds. The experience we've gained over these 3 years really helps. How does the brain cope with the atmosphere when there are 700 targets in the sky? I even hear from all the phones and speakers the names of different cities and situations all at once. How does the brain manage to process this information and make a decision? When mass raids are underway, certain powers are granted to make decisions independently, starting with Air Force commanders and down to battery commanders, divisional commanders and pilots in the air. If he gets a task and it is his target, he no longer asks for an order to destroy it. He carries out the destruction independently. I prepared the figures. Since the 24th of February 2022, the Air Forces have destroyed 26,000 enemy aerial targets. That is 3,000 missiles, more than 14,000 UAVs, 370 aircraft, 330 helicopters, and the overall effectiveness is 85%. If you had heard that in 2022, would you have said it was even realistic? Allies sometimes are surprised. They say, we see that you do it, but we don't understand how you do it. We no longer go to teach you. We go to learn from you. During the full-scale invasion, which case do you consider the most astonishing? The one that shows nothing is impossible. It was the first engagement of our Patriot against the Kinzhal. It was a weapon that, from their point of view, was undefeatable. 208th Brigade on position. Roger, thank you. Overall, air defense is about protection and safety, but some people perceive it as a danger. They say, why do they shoot them down over cities? As a person who defends our sky, what would you tell them? Safety has always been costly. Because of the insufficient number of surface-to-air systems, we are forced sometimes to employ them over cities. Fallen debris causes far less damage than the impact of a missile with a warhead of 450 or more kilograms, which destroys practically everything on the ground. Unfortunately, we have such a situation. We hope for a reaction of our allies regarding air defense supplies to close the sky, to make something like a kind of dome. But for that, we need more systems. How do you see the future of our air defense? Is it possible to create a 100% effective air defense? There is not a single system in the world that guarantees 100% destruction yet. Maybe with the use of artificial intelligence and new technologies, we will achieve it. But more work is needed. What was that sound? These are mid-air explosions. When the full-scale invasion began, you commanded Air Command Center. For those who do not know, briefly explain. The airspace of Ukraine is divided between 4 air commands. One of them is AC Center. It is responsible for 8 central regions, including the capital. How did we hold them? That was very hard. We fought with 3rd-generation weapons against 4+, even 5th-generation weapons. And you understand the forces were unequal. Nevertheless, there is a result. And when... Excuse me? Ballistic. Ballistic? And again, mere seconds. The commander takes his place, and a new air defense fight begins. Even in such a tense moment, there is no chaos here, only focus and clear commands. How many ballistic missiles? We observed up to 2. Ballistics in the Poltava area. Everyone to first readiness. Roger, executing. Here. It's coming at us. Now we'll see the combat work. Here it is, here it is. Very close. There it is. This is how it feels live. To shoot down a Shahed, you must hit critical nodes. The engine, the fuel tank, or the warhead directly. So even if in total darkness the crew manages to hit a wing, the drone does not fall and continues to fly further. Imagine how hard it is when it flies away from you at 1,000 meters and looks like a tiny dot and black at that. To complicate the work of air defense, the enemy paints drones in dark colors. Anatoly's ammo box is empty, but the target is not down yet. Ammo! As the machine gun is being reloaded, the drone continues to fly at furious speed. This happens very quickly, very actively. But the drone is distancing faster. The range exceeds 4 kilometers. Unfortunately, there was no hit. While we changed the belt, the drone left our engagement zone. Unfortunately, there was no hit. But it is not by chance that 1,500 such groups operate across all of Ukraine. And the one nearest usually shoots them down. We didn't manage, but... And what do you feel when you worked on it but failed to shoot it down? When you work, you get a rush of energy. When the target is not destroyed, most of the worry is that it is now moving toward populated areas where civilians live. To give colleagues from neighboring units a better chance to strike the target, the guys pass them all the coordinates. We detected a Shahed-type UAV. It came over us at an altitude of around 700 to 750 meters. The target was not hit. It's now flying at high speed. Crew, first readiness. First readiness. First readiness. First readiness. The drones are in the area. That's how it all works, friends. You just need to jump into your clothes, and go. And go. A bit of... It's about 3:50 in the morning. Let's run. So armor on. Engine on. This happens instantly. Okay, got it. Sasha, suit up. A systems check has just been completed. The machine gun is installed and loaded. We are ready for takeoff. I feel like sleeping. You know? We shut the engine down. Why did you take off your gear? Second readiness. Second readiness, back to base. Really? Yes. Why? The Shahed moved. Second readiness means back to base? Yes, we wait for a new first readiness. So friends, I didn't understand. Readiness 1 means we go here. Readiness 2 means returning to base. Not our Shaheds. That was my fastest flight. Will you sleep? Oh, I think not. We'll wait for breakfast. Oh, how beautiful. It's already getting light. We operate together with an army aviation group. We see how hard, dangerous, and at the same time how very important this work is. And it really saves lives. It saves infrastructure. But it is also an extremely hard, incredibly demanding schedule and work rhythm. When you do not have time to sleep, you do not know when you will be scrambled. And you have 5 minutes to get ready and reach the helicopter and take off. Unknown how far, unknown where. And sadly, you can never be sure you will come back alive. You see, friends, we are used to seeing dramatic footage of shootdowns in the news, big numbers in Air Force reports, but reality is different. In fact, combat work can look like this. With hours of waiting and fragmented sleep of just a few hours a day. So now we can see from the inside what the combat routine really looks like. Other crews are sleeping here, so quiet. Volodymyr Volodymyrovich is here. He knows everything. The crew is working. Volodymyr Volodymyrovich, good evening. Good evening. Is that you waking us up? Yes, I'm waking you up, scrambling you. I'm the point staff chief. I receive orders from Air Command, assigned tasks to the crew. The crew went to carry out the mission. What do we have now? What's the situation? You were scrambled. There were targets, about 5 of them. Ground fire teams worked. Targets disappeared from the screen, and some targets may have been shot down by an F-16. As there were no targets within a 100-kilometer radius, we had the order to return to the base. What is the situation now? How many Shaheds are there? There are up to 70 Shaheds for sure. There is an aircraft working now, also from our brigade. A helicopter too, right? Yes, during a mass attack, they come in waves. First about 20 pieces, then the next batch of 20, and so on. Will we have another sortie today? There will be new launches from the north and from the east, unlikely from the south. When do you sleep? When there is time to. How much time will we have roughly to rest? We will wait for the next batch. If they launch, then maybe 2-3 hours. Good. Breakfast is from 8, but for now you can have tea or coffee. Time before breakfast everyone spends in their own way. Some go to warm up in the shower, some like me drink tea. Someone lays out cards and someone still has strength even for sports. Oh, you are here? You already managed to run? Yes. How much have you done? 3 kilometers. You are such a monster. Let me shake your hand. Running at 5-something in the morning after a heavy flight? It is already a habit. Good or bad, I don't know. Physical load is both a fight against stress and a way to shed accumulated fatigue a bit. I don't know. It helps me. Salute to sports. You are very cool. Will you have tea too? Yeah, I'll take a shower and then some coffee. Nice. Field version. I get about 3 cups of those a day. Real espresso? Yes, help yourself. You have a dangerous job. You can be shut down every day. How is it to work and live knowing such a risk? That risk exists every day for everyone. Someone can get hit by a car. I don't think our job is any more dangerous than others. We trained for this. We understand the risks we take and we know how to manage them. It seems to me our situation is under control. It is not that bad. God willing. Tell us a bit about your family. Wife, 2 daughters. The eldest is 25 and the youngest is 11. Are they proud of their dad? I hope so. What do they say when their father returns on leave from the war? Hearing that is even scarier. I tell them I work in an office. Yeah, office worker. So your family doesn't always know where you are? And also my mother watches all your programs and she is 75 and... What to do? I sit and think about your mother. What to do with the program, so we do not lose the material and do not frighten your mother. Let's say something to her. Everything will be fine, everything will be Ukraine. So to your mother, your son is very cool, very humane, very strong. You feel safe around him. Well, honestly, I barely have the strength to get to bed. Dmytro, readiness #1. Again? Yes? Oh, damn. What time is it? 7:46. Hell. Just fell asleep. Damn it. And the dream began to come. You're going. You have a minute. Understood. Would like more. You really would not envy the work. A new combat sortie. How did you manage? We prepare our helicopter for takeoff and we refuel. And what do we have now? An air raid alert. We wait for the order to work if a UAV enters our zone of responsibility. For now, everyone is on standby. It may be a scout. It may be a false target to overload our air defenses and expend resources. Well, yes, one such sortie costs a lot. Yes, war is first and foremost an economy. The greater the expenditures, the fewer opportunities you have for further development and actions. Oh, by the way, we can read this here. We asked on the other aircraft at night for the year of manufacture, and here it is. The aircraft Mi-8. Wow, cool! This is my lucky date. It was born on the 17th of June 2013. The 17th of June, like my birthday. So it was made on my 30th birthday. And it is quite new, it is only 12 years old. Well, yeah. Manufactured in the city of Kazan, Russia. See how unpredictable fate is. The helicopter was made in Russia. Now it works in Ukraine to fight against Russia. Probably when they made it, no one could imagine this. This one was built on order for the United States, for the Afghan armed forces. And after the withdrawal of United States forces from Afghanistan, some helicopters were taken from there and handed over to us in 2022. And now we'll see how this Afghan aircraft destroys Russian drones. What are the main advantages of hunting drones specifically from a helicopter? Unlike mobile fire teams, the helicopter is more mobile. Aircraft use guided missiles and their cost is not low. We work with a regular machine gun. It is much more economical. How many have you shut down so far? 45, 39 Shaheds and all the rest are Gerberas. What is the record in a single shift? 8. Also, besides that, we originally started with an RPK, a light machine gun, and with an AKM, a Kalashnikov rifle. They have the same effect as those machine guns. I have 4 shootdowns with an AK. Superstitions, traditions, what do you do before a flight? For example, I do not shave before a flight. When would you shave here? They give you 5 minutes to prepare. I never put on new socks. They should be clean, just not new. Not with the tech. So new socks, shaving, all that, just my superstitions. The main thing, as I say, is that it won't let you down, won't jam. You need to stroke it, kiss it like a woman. You can sometimes stroke a woman, kiss, but she won't listen to you. And this one will, this one will. Well, pilots have their own superstitions. You need to ask them. A photo of my son, which is always with me. He is now 12. A contact is coming in, 06. Roger, you're being called. Air takeoff. Roger that. That escalated quickly. Urgently putting on body armor. Clipping in, and we fly. You see the real situation. Sadly, a real evening of Ukrainians. But from a completely different angle, you'll see. Copy that, thank you. Working. Copy. As I sit here and watch, I catch myself thinking, when we are at home during a strike, hear explosions, the work of air defense, we are scared. We do not sleep, and in the morning we say, the night was hell. But look at how the night goes here. Here it is not just constant sounds of Shaheds and gunfire, new threats every minute. But instead of fear, calm, silence, not a single extra word. Everyone is working, so we can simply live to see the morning. What are the loss numbers? Understood. We have no right to voice the information that the Air Force commander has just received. But sadly, tragic reports are an inseparable part of the work and the life of these people. From what is not shown in the news and on TV, what is inside you when you learn someone is lost? How do you live through that? Acknowledged on 72nd. Unfortunately, this is war. We try to do everything so that people do not die. But sadly, there are losses. And that is why my request to our society, to our people, all footage of impacts. If someone caught it on camera, keep it for yourselves as a memory. It may become a documentary film after the war, then those shots will be needed. At the present time, while intense combat is ongoing, it is very inappropriate to post them online. That hype is not worth human life, the lives of our specialists who defend their home and their family. The level of responsibility, the level of strain you carry, how do you live with it? How do you cope with it? This is the fate of any commander. Losses are very unpleasant and painful. What are you personally fighting for? For our state, for our families, for our homes, for justice. What is your source of strength? It is very simple. We have no other option. Because if we slacken, it can end very badly for the state. I just heard a signal on your phone that it is time to rest. No, what rest? And how do you rest? Is there a possibility to rest? How do you restore your strength? Usually for us, just at the start of the work. 96, 122, 38. The second wave is coming. The second wave has started, right? Yes, already. Air defense battles last 10, 12, or up to 16 hours. Unfortunately, there is very little time left for rest. The situation is tense, but it is controlled. Heavy but controlled, a phrase that hides a lot. It's not that simple. You think, find it and shoot. Try finding it. We've already spent 2 hours in the air. Our record in a day, the guys shot down 26 targets. That was actually in about 8 hours. For now, well, that's it. Do we expect it to come lower? Yes, we're waiting for it to go lower or until we can climb. So we can climb everywhere, right? Yes, yes. Across the border, their air defense can reach us if we go up. That's why. So that Russian air defense doesn't shoot us down. So we calculate where the Russian air defense can reach. It maneuvers a lot. So the target doesn't go straight either. It maneuvers. Right now, we are at an altitude of 1,500 meters above sea level. We are heading to the search grid, 3,800 meters, target altitude. We don't see anything yet. It's some lone Shahed. It flew in from eastern Ukraine. Which exact Shahed it is unknown, but we are obliged to find and neutralize it. Searching. Right now we turn right, left, we're making zigzags like this. And searching, scanning. What do we have? Friends, the target is detected. It is 23 kilometers from us at an altitude of 2,300 meters. Now we... Understood. We are gaining altitude. Now we're already at 3,400 meters. 2 kilometers remain to the target. We're slowly closing in. We accelerate. It's already very, very close. We climb a bit above it. And if we're lucky, we'll aim and deliver fire. Drone? Drone. Now it seems action will happen. Do you see? I don't. I see. I see. There it is. There, friends. A Shahed. It's the first time I've seen it this close. Targets can fly at different altitudes. Shaheds, we saw them up to 4,800 meters. Red dots are aerial targets. You can see how many there are. There are too many. Mostly in Chernihiv Oblast, right? Yes, now in Chernihiv Oblast. And aviation is already engaging them. I see. I see. There it is. There, friends. A Shahed. It's the first time I've seen it this close. It began to maneuver down sharply. It descended very low. This Shahed seemed to have eyes on its back. Seeing us, it plunged straight down. It just began a dive. Sharply, very sharply. It's targeting transformers. That's why it started descending. Directly at the power infrastructure. It's burning! It's burning! Damn it! Do you see what they're doing? We shut it down. It fell into a field beyond the substation. It fell further into the field. So you shut it down, right? Yeah. Not on the substation, but further. 500 meters into the field it fell. We shut it down and that's why it went down. In moments like this, you understand, if this crew had not chased that single Shahed for a good 3 hours, and at the last moment on approach to the substation, the gunner had not hit it, then that day a whole community would have been left without power for a long time. Congratulations. Scored. Nice. Ivanich, well done. We detected it and tracked it. Before firing, I saw that if we fired now, it would fall on the town. I ordered Ivanich not to fire. We kept tracking the Shahed, overflew the settlement and then engaged. I only passed the information. The Shahed began to head for the electrical substation. Ivanich fires and hits it in the dive. And it falls in a field 600 meters from the substation. I aimed by the tracers because in the side it was no longer visible. I just used the tracers. I saw they were clearly visible. Well then, shall we wait for the next air raid alert? Continue the watch? Yeah, and most importantly, prepare the weapons, eat and sleep. Do not break that. Agreed. So friends, you see how this process happens, and it is non-stop. Now, if there is no alert, we can rest a bit. And most likely, 90% in the evening, we will have to make a combat sortie again. That's it. Phew, warm, friends. Not like at 3,000 meters. I only just recognized you. Greetings. Come on a photo. Let's do it. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. When you climb up and start working, you don't pay attention to the wind or anything. An adrenaline spike hits. And then when you land, suddenly you get shaken for a few minutes. I'd have seen how you were shaken. You were just trembling all over. Well, it eases off later. Every morning, friends, we read Air Force reports in the news and on Telegram channels, and we see how many drones and missiles were shot down during the night. How are those images we see online made? Let's talk with someone you definitely know well, Yuri Ignat, the Air Force spokesman. Mr. Yuri, good evening. Greetings. The air raid alert continues. We have just spoken with the commander. He continues his work. You have your own work here. What are you doing now? Well, this is closely tied to the situation. I gather data here. Who worked, how many of those same Shaheds and missiles we shot down, and which objects were attacked. This information is constantly updated. The commander provides this data so that we inform the public, society about what happened during the night. Here is, please, the picture that is a record for today. On the 8th of July, Ukraine was attacked by 741 aerial targets. These included ballistic, cruise and strike UAVs. You can imagine what happens when there are 740 target markers on that map, what hard decisions had to be made on the spot. We see the picture, but behind that picture are thousands of people who work and risk their lives. Behind that work, behind that simple message that is published, there is the labor of hundreds of thousands of people. At control posts, in the sky, on the ground, those who detect targets and destroy them. From the first days, we have been reporting that Russian planes, helicopters, missiles and drones are being destroyed. Sadly, we do not shoot down everything as 100% as we would like, but we keep working to achieve better results. When you sleep at home during an air raid alert, you wake up, go to shelter, or not, depending. You cannot imagine that right now there are people in the air who have just woken up. They had only 5 minutes maximum to get ready, dress, and run to the helicopter, which on the ramp is also a target. We saw that today. Then you fly at night, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8 hours, sometimes the whole night. You take risks. You constantly take risks. And all of this is done, of course, not for money. It is done with enthusiasm, with love for the country, and with the desire to protect people. And I understand that for these people, it is not an order. It is a calling of the soul, a wish to be useful and to shoot that drone down so it does not reach its target. And in moments like these, you are truly proud of Ukraine, proud of Ukrainians. From this moment, I will no longer be able to just go to a shelter. I will be thinking of them. I will worry about them, wonder how they are now, whether they are safe. And in the morning, to text familiar people, "How are you?" and hope for the reply, "Targets destroyed, all is well." Thank you very much to everyone who supported us in 2022, 2023, and who supports us now. Both moral support and material support are the guarantee of our resilience against the enemy. I wish you good health, and I wish that as soon as possible you personally and all Ukrainians could sleep at night. This surely must come true. Good luck, take care. Yes, thank you. Watching the next episodes. You all can do that, right?
All of us.
Everyone except me, I cannot.
But I can.
We will overturn your ideas about aging. This is what I can say about a 78-year-old man. What a champ! We will find people for whom life only begins at 90. I trade ice cream for love. Those who at 75 perform at their first World Championship.
I started at 67.
And win a World Beauty Contest already in retirement. Wow, stunning.
Miss Transcontinental Classic.
We will prove that passion in relationships can appear only after 80+ years. She does not shy away from any movement. And what shocks me at the Institute of Gerontology? What? Really? 59 years? No way! The World Inside Out with Dmytro Komarov, Ukraine.